On today's episode of DAPA.DANIEL, starting to break ground on this new facility that's coming. It's going to be 5 stories. It's also going to be about 124,000 square feet of space. So I'll pop up some of the pictures that they're showing on this for maybe some plans, but they had like a little PowerPoint presentation on kind of what they're trying to figure out to do with this piece of land. So you actually got a couple developments going on here. So you got the Tubbs Brewery, and then you also have the new city hall that's getting put in here. So for the Tubbs Brewery, it's going to include a tasting tap room. This is Northgate, McKinney. This is going to be about 80 acres of land getting built on. It's going to be a mixed use development. So that makes sense. I had the funk song stuck in my head for like all morning now. All right, guys, I'm over here off 75 Highway. We are doing a new developments coming soon, or actually coming this week with some of these developments that are opening up over here in McKinney, Texas. Right off of 75 Highway is where we're starting this at, kind of at the intersection of 121 and 75 Highway. It is a complete mess around here right now with them kind of working on the service roads and extending some parts and building some bridges over here, just kind of getting ready for the city to expand over into these areas, because everything's now going more towards the northeast and north of like 380 and up along 75 Highway over here in McKinney. So we'll be talking about like 7 new developments today. We're going to be starting over here on kind of the let's just call it the center of McKinney, because we're going to be over by like the downtown area. Then we're going to work our way up north kind of into like the Melissa, northern McKinney area, kind of where Trinity Falls are. Talk about some new commercial, new neighborhoods potentially coming, and also mention a little bit about the airport and that development, because back a year ago I made a video over the new airport expansion and that bill fell through, but there's some new developments going on with that right now, so we'll get into this video. The first development that we're actually going to be talking about today is going to be Medical City McKinney, and it is currently right now prepping for its $50 million expansion project. And this is basically just like a new facility being added onto the just already medical hospital that's there. And you'll see over to the right, so this is right off the service road of 121. So this intersection here is 121 and 75 Highway, and then over to the right they have these lanes down to a 1 lane, but you can see they're starting to break ground on this new facility that's coming. It's going to be 5 stories. It's also going to be about 124,000 square feet of space. And then it's also going to have some of the highest level of specialties in it: cardiology, orthopedics, and rehabilitation. So they'll be adding that onto this area here. But this is right off of 121. It's also right near the Allen area. So we actually, I guess, technically we kind of started this video in Allen, but now that we're over here, we're like more in McKinney. We're kind of on that border of where this is at. So most neighborhoods around McKinney that are off 121 are just going to be a short 5 to 10 minutes away from this hospital system. Even people up in Van Alstyne are probably going to be using this hospital system as well. Or they'll go up into Sherman, where the other Baylor Scott and White, I believe that's the one up there in Sherman. That's another hospital system, but those are the 2 closest like big facilities. And they have this one set to open summer of 2025. Majority of these developments that we're going to be talking about today are actually going to be opening up actually this year or going into next year. There's only one development that's kind of still on like the table of like them trying to figure out some things, which is the new Honey Creek development, which we'll get into that, but that'll be at the end of this video too. So like I said, we'll be talking about 7 different developments, and then also driving around McKinney, giving you guys a pretty good idea on what everything looks like. So if you are coming to this area, you're thinking about moving to this area, please send me a text or give me a call. I am a licensed real estate agent. Would love to help you guys out on your home search if you guys are looking in the McKinney area. If not, sit back, relax, and just enjoy this little video today. It's pretty cloudy weather, so hopefully it doesn't start raining on me. I think the rain's not supposed to start, I don't think the rain's supposed to start hitting till later on this evening, but it is looking a bit muggy outside. So all right, the next place we're headed to now is going to be the airport. So the airport is actually fairly close to this spot here. It's probably about 10 minutes away, and we're gonna turn down Industrial Boulevard. So here is 121, kind of the next this is not really a county road, but it kind of feels like it after you get off the highway. It really just turns into like more of a service road, but maybe one day they'll be expanding this system out or something, or building a bridge here. But this is McDonald Street that it turns into, and this is the street that goes up through downtown McKinney, where all the old shopping is, some restaurants. And I do find families really like the downtown McKinney area over some of the even Frisco or Prosper downtown McKinney areas over here. They've done a pretty solid job with the McKinney downtown area. There's also some pretty fun events that they host out there as well, but I would say like that downtown McKinney area kind of feels like the Denton, the city of Denton's downtown area as well. All right, then it goes into a bit of a one lane here, but you basically go from like 70 miles an hour and then you drop down to 55 miles an hour on this street here, and then we'll turn right onto Industrial Boulevard, and we'll just kind of pass by real quick on where the airport is and show you guys that. So the airport, and I might be having my dates wrong, but sometime the middle of last year, it might have been May, I don't know. What they're doing now is they're actually trying to figure out what to do with basically the east part of some land that they bought for the airport. So beforehand, they had this grand plan, which I still think they have this big grand plan to create this development, or at least they're probably going to introduce it again, but they're trying to figure out now what to do with just a small sliver of land over there. Basically, the city of McKinney is going back to citizens for voting on the redevelopment of the airport on the east side. So you'll probably start seeing some things pop up in the news about the airport, if not already, and some stories about that and what to pick. Now, and this is all because after the $200 million bond failed, and it didn't get passed, the city leaders now are trying to figure out what to do with that side. There are some new plans that show like a new taxiway, some new facilities to support general aviation, and then maybe potentially some commercial passenger service. So I'll pop up some of the pictures that they're showing on this for maybe some plans, but they had like a little PowerPoint presentation on kind of what they're trying to figure out to do with this piece of land. Nothing has actually been picked out yet. It's all kind of just in the works right now. And look at this little guy just chilling right here. He almost got me. Sneaky. Being a little sneaker right there. Okay, so some city leaders do want to expand the airport, but then there also are some other city leaders within McKinney that don't want to even deal with this right now. They'd really rather see not all this money, but a lot of this money that is supposed to go into this expansion of the airport really be used for something else right now, because there are some city leaders in McKinney that think that the city of McKinney is still maybe 5 to 10 years out from needing to actually like expand the airport out, which I think is a little bit more reasonable. I think, yeah, that makes more sense. Like in 10 years from now, I really could see a commercial airport over on this side just because of the amount of people that are moving up to this north side. But then again, I've talked about this in my video about the, when I did the video originally over the McKinney Airport expansion bond, I was talking about how the DFW airport has American Airlines and all those things. So it'd be interesting to see kind of how that plays out. And basically the DFW probably losing a lot of money because they already probably lose some money to Love Field, but they're probably going to lose even more money if they put in an airport over here that does commercial. So the airport is actually right on this right side. You'll see some of the hangars a little bit further out, and majority of the time it's really just prop planes and maybe some little private smaller jets, but nothing huge. And when I'm driving out in this area, you don't really notice it a whole bunch, to be honest, and there's not really any neighborhoods that are new construction that are getting put over into these areas. There are some neighborhoods that are over here, and they're just some older areas that have just basically been around McKinney for a very long time. So you have some like townhomes, maybe some apartment complexes, but those are kind of closer into like the downtown McKinney area. But for right now, there's no new construction going on around here. This development is also pretty close to 380 highway. So driving up this way, we run into 380, then going right would be down into Princeton. And then this is kind of the area where they're gonna be changing up 380, expanding it out, creating new bypasses up along here. Okay, and then this is 380 here that we run into. So I got off at 380 highway, but that's kind of where the airport is located, in between Industrial Boulevard and 380 highway. So you might see more expansions on that. We're now driving through like the older part of McKinney. And yeah, guys, this is Texas. So like the horses and the policemen, yeah, that's a thing. So welcome to Texas, y'all. The policemen around here just ride around on horses. You're gonna see that in like the downtown McKinney area. I know some of you guys are probably watching this video right now like, what the hell? Because you're probably up in like New Jersey or Oregon or California and probably don't see that every day with what's going on there with cops riding on horses. But yeah, that's definitely a thing around here in the downtown. You'll kind of notice that in some of the other downtown areas. Okay. We're gonna go by the Tubbs Brewery here. That's gonna be the next development. This one's actually opening up here, I think this week. Back in 2020, Tubbs Brewery was saying that it was gonna relocate and expand its campus to like the historic Mill District over here in downtown McKinney, which will actually just go right through here. And so this is where we're gonna be at. So you actually got a couple developments going on here. So you got the Tubbs Brewery, and then you also have the new City Hall that's getting put in here. So for the Tubbs Brewery, it's gonna include a tasting tap room. It's also gonna be in the original grain milling building. Let me pull in here, because there's a lot going on. Okay. And there's also going to be a state-of-the-art production facility, some retail shopping, and then also an entertainment venue in here. It's going to be 60,000 square feet. 25,000 square feet is going to actually be like the production facility. And then they're also going to have an outdoor beer garden. And then the facility itself is going to produce about 15,000 barrels of beer, and it's also going to be able to accommodate about 2,000 people. So this is going to be a place where it's going to be a big meetup. They're probably going to do some like brewery tours around here. That's going to be my guess. And then also right across from that is going to be the new McKinney City Hall. Right now, kind of where it stands, is it looks like they have majority of the concrete framing complete, and they're putting up the brick right now with it. So 2019 is when voters passed a $50 million bond to serve as the major source for funding on this project. The new building will accommodate, this new building is basically going to help accommodate the city's growth. And it's also estimated to be complete in 2025. And then it's, like I said, it's going to be right across the street from the Tubbs Brewery. The size of it's going to be at least 75,000 square feet. And the reason they kind of put it in this area is because they were doing the Tubbs Brewery. There's some like local downtown things around here, but it's all kind of like walking distance towards everything. The only kind of frustrating thing with all this is like the train system that runs into here, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to move the train track. So I think that's the only one thing that's going to kind of limit some parts of the walking around here. But they did want to put this McKinney City Hall right by the brewery, just because everything was going to be close to each other. And then it's all sitting on about 9 acres of land within here. And actually the brewery is just a little bit further down. I wonder if I can actually get over there. Let's see. Let's go down this way. That way says do not enter. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Because it's over there. Okay, let's actually go by the Tubbs Brewery. So this is the McKinney City Hall. And I'm just taking up everybody's land here. I'm just taking up the road for everyone here. All right, and then this is the Tubbs Brewery. That is within here. Look, the guys are even wearing Tubbs on their shirts. But here is the Tubbs Brewery. So I think they said March 8th, which is in like 3 days. Or maybe this is open right now. It might have already opened. I don't know. This is like the newest development. No one's really at it right now. So. But that is the facility here. And this is, it looks like all completed. They're not doing any other new construction. So. But it's a lot of chairs, a lot of seating areas. So if you are coming to the McKinney area over this next month, I think this is a place to definitely come check out. But this is like the most recent developments getting done. And then you got all these downtown McKinney houses just literally right by it. Okay. So that's going to be the downtown McKinney area. little bit of the things going on around 75 highway, over here off 380. And now let's head back to 75 highway. Actually, if we can get onto McDonald. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get onto McDonald because I wanna talk about a commercial development that's coming over here off of 121 and 75 highway. Now we're on McDonald Street, and that was that street I was telling you about earlier that kind of cuts through downtown McKinney. So you have the main part of downtown McKinney over on the left side. I think they're just trying to make the right side of downtown McKinney a little bit more stuff to kind of walk around and be around, but you do have like the main downtown McKinney right off of Louisiana over here. So plenty of restaurants, plenty of like fun things to kind of do and shop around. There's also like some comedy clubs, some bars. And then this is gonna take us basically all the way up into Melissa. So on the border of Melissa and McKinney is where another development is going in. And this is just gonna be commercial developments over here that I'm gonna be talking about next. And then we're gonna finish up with Honey Creek and driving where that new development might be potentially going. I think that one's still waiting on some like approvals on some things, but there has been a plan that has been introduced from a developer. From the downtown McKinney area to up here, it's about a 10 to 15 minute drive depending on how well you hit the lights. Now there's only about 3 to 4 lights in between that on McDonald Street from here, from the McKinney downtown area to once you get up to 121. So not too bad of a drive. It is down to a 1 lane. They might expand this out at some point, probably not, because all these cities seem to take as much time as possible. But over on this corner, over on the left side, a little bit further down, is where the gateway of McKinney is going to be. It's kind of on like our back, it's kind of on my back left shoulder now, but it's a like patch of grass. I can't really drive around it because it's not developed, but that's gonna be a 36-acre lot on the corner of 75 highway and 121. And it's also gonna be across from the HEB that's getting put in Melissa. So that is a new development that's going in over here in that Melissa McKinney area, even though McKinney has its own HEB now right off of El Dorado Parkway in Custer, I believe. So they do already have an HEB, but they're bringing in another one over here, and also right by the Buc-ee's that's over here as well. And that's kind of what's happening over on these parts, is more commercial things are coming into 75 highway and 121 at this intersection. That's where a majority of the commercial stuff is already around here. You got gas stations, you got banks, you got some other like hole-in-the-wall kind of shops and restaurants, and then you got the regular fast food chains. We are near Buc-ee's when I'm gonna end this video, so you know what we gotta do. You know what? I'm a fiend. I can't stay away. But yeah, and I stopped getting the brisket sandwiches. I'm starting to get the chicken taco fajita burrito thing with the potato salad. I don't know, that's what's been doing it for me lately. But we'll hop on to Sam Rayburn here, and then I'll go over where Trinity Falls is, and that's where we'll wrap up the video. But another commercial development's going to be going in over on that side. So probably over the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see McDonald and Sam Rayburn Highway get developed. This is now on to essentially 121, and this will take us right onto the highway. Hopefully I can exit before Northgate McKinney. So over to the left, directly over to the left is where that commercial is going to be going in, and then we go up on this bridge, and let's not hit the trash truck. And we're going to go over 75 highway, and then you might actually be able to see this development getting worked on now. And this is Northgate McKinney. This is going to be about 80 acres of land getting built on. It's going to be a mixed-use development. They're going to have restaurants, fast food, grocery, commercial, and banks. So everyone that's living in Trinity Falls now no longer has to like drive out really of their neighborhood pretty far to get to some of these things. I would say that's kind of the frustrating thing with Trinity Falls right now, is that if you do want to get to the grocery stores, if you do want to get to some restaurants, banks, things like that, just basic necessities, you still have to drive out a little bit. But once they build in this, and this probably should be done within the next 2 years is my guess. Now it probably won't fully be done, but it'll probably have majority of its things within it. They are going to add some like apartment complexes also in this area, but you can see ground is getting broken down. They put in some pipe. They've laid basically all, probably majority of the infrastructure on the inside of the land, and now they're going back in. Actually, maybe they got a big hole in the ground right now. Maybe not. I don't know. I saw them laying some pipe like 3 months ago and then going back over the ground. So, and I don't know the exact timeline on this. Like I said, I think it's gonna be within the next 2 years. They're gonna have a good bit of it built up. So if you are gonna be buying at Honey Creek, Trinity Falls, these areas here, that's what to expect on this one. And that's where it's going. It's going in literally at the corner of Loud Howell. I think that's how you pronounce it. I might be getting that wrong. And basically 75 highway. Okay. And then, so you can basically see a good bit of this development. We're really up close to it. The next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna expand this road, okay, back through these trees. Right now I can't go that way because it's just a dirt road, it's private property, but this road's gonna get expanded out and kind of curve back around. There are plans for a 380 bypass on here. When I was looking at some of the other developments, I don't know if that's exactly what they picked, but I think previously one of the roads around here was gonna have the 380 bypass going through it. But this is gonna lead us up towards Trinity Falls. This isn't really a stop. I guess it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. It's a bit confusing over here at this intersection. And then you can kind of see more of this development getting put in over here on the right side. And this is not too far away from Trinity Falls. This is gonna be probably about less than 5 minutes for a majority of the people that live in Trinity Falls. You can see that they started putting in more power line structures that are a little bit more legit through here with actual steel poles instead of the wooden ones. So they're starting to put up more power and higher grade utilities. And then there are still some like ranches and farm vibe around here still. Now, some of these people might still own this land for a good bit of time, but I would imagine that some of these people might start selling things off because everyone's got a price at the end of the day. And some of these developers are throwing down big chunks of money because they just know so many people are moving out here. I mean, Dallas was like one of the #1 places for construction companies making money or moving to right now. And then this road essentially takes you right into Trinity Falls. You also have the mansions over in McKinney, and these are basically rental properties within there. Nothing that you can actually own. Okay, so this takes us into the entrance of Trinity Falls. Now we're gonna go left here, and when we go left, it's gonna be down a county road. So, you know, within the neighborhood of Trinity Falls, they got the nice roads, everything's built out, but kind of on the perimeter, on that south side of Trinity Falls is just gonna be, you know, just kind of a crappy 1-lane road right now that's pretty beat up. But we'll go by this last development, which is gonna be the Honey Creek development. This right now is a proposed plan. So Republic Property Group wants to develop on this land. They basically put in this idea to bring in about 10,000 homes over on this side. In total, the taxable income on this is gonna be about $2 billion. So I imagine it's gonna get passed because someone's gonna get paid off, right? I mean, that's just how things work with government and city officials and things like that. But they say about $100 million in infrastructure improvements along here. It's gonna bring residential, commercial, office buildings, all sorts of amenities, and there's also gonna be a golf course running through it. It's gonna basically start, this is gonna be more like the north side of it, and then it's gonna run a bit more south. So I'll put up the map of kind of what they have planned right now, but you can see how grand this is gonna be. It's gonna be 1,000 acres total, or at least kind of around that number with when it's all said and done and what they plan on development. But yeah, about 10,000 homes are gonna be going over on this side. So if you are looking at something that's maybe 2025, 2026, I mean, this could even be a little bit further depending on how quickly things kind of get improved. You also got Shaded Tree, that's another neighborhood. I'll be doing a video on that soon, just not quite yet. Looks like they got the streets and everything, but the builders in there, I don't know, have quite released some stuff. I'm waiting on some prices. But over on this side, once we get past the preserve at Honey Creek, it's what's already in there. So if you heard me say Honey Creek and you're like, well, the preserve at Honey Creek's already there. Yes, that's already a development that's put in. However, on this left side and a little bit further down is where more of this community is going to be getting built at. Actually, did I say 1,000 acres? I was wrong. It's going to be 1,800 acres. 1,000 acres was Light Farms. The reason I put that on my notes was this developer is actually the developer that created Walsh Ranch over there in, which is the same developer that created that Walsh Ranch over in Fort Worth. And then they also developed 1,000 acres over in Light Farms. So this developer is pretty legit, okay, with some of their communities. We're now more on the north side of where this community is planning to go in, so it's not really going to be up this far. I can't quite get that far south right now with all these different county roads that are up along here. But just know over in this section is where this Honey Creek development is slated, or at least proposed right now. I don't want to say it's like everything's approved, because it's not, but that's what's kind of to come over on this side. And let's just do a hop, skip, and a jump down on this side. All right, and then you can see majority of this right now is just gonna be county roads, not gonna be the best of roads. And then you got these kind of random houses sitting on, 3 acres of land or 10 acres of land. Some families that have been around here for a good chunk of time over in this McKinney area. So that's where I'm gonna end today's video on some of the new developments coming to McKinney. So hopefully that gave you guys some new knowledge, some new facts, some new stats. And if you're looking at the McKinney area and you're trying to just figure out some new construction or where to end up at, please send me a text or give me a call. Would love to work with you and your family on your home search. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, contact me, Daniel, at the Home Expert Team. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.